Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel where today you join me up in more of the Midlands north of the country, a company called Tempest Performance. Troy has invited me up this weekend to come and look at his car collection and his company and what his company is all about. So we're going to go through the shutter in here, take a little look around. Right, so here we are with Troy, the owner of Tempest Performance, and he's very kindly invited me down to look at his cars and what the company's all about. So obviously we can see just to the right of him, he's got his RS6, and that's sort of where you're going with the company, aren't you?
Yeah,
chairman-wise.
Pleasure to have you. Thanks for coming.
Cheers.
Yeah, Tempest Performance is a two-part business. We're looking to offer packages on vehicles such as the C7 RS6 here, Mercedes GTS that's behind us, up to around 800 horsepower for customers who want a little bit more from their road car. The packages involve all the necessary usual changes, turbochargers, things like that, and then we hand build bespoke exhaust systems for those packages as well. And then there's a more retail orientated side to the business that's basically looking for those people who want something quite special, where basically the car exterior wise will remain largely unchanged, but we'll do some interior tweaks, some carbon fibre pieces here and there, and we'll offer more than the sort of 800 horsepower mark for those who really want to set the things alight. Performance edition 605 horsepower. This car's now running 810 and 1100 newtons of torque. Torque comes in very low in the rev range, so it's nice and powerful from the low end, and what we've tried to achieve is a very drivable package where basically if you look at the dynograph curves for power and torque on this car, now it's been modified versus the standard car, they follow a very similar shape profile. So the drivability is there, the low end throttle is good, it's responsive, you can gradually increase your speed if you need to, rather than having to sort of mash the pedal, wait for bigger turbos to spool up and give you that old school sort of like turbo like feel. It's mapped totally refined like the standard car is, so it's the same kind of driving experience, just with the elevated power and torque to go with it.
And then just behind the RS6 as well, you've got the AMG GTS.
Yeah, so we're looking to develop that early part of next year and offer packages on those. We're hoping to end up north of 700 horsepower on those, and just sort of lift up the performance more towards the GTR area. The GTR, of course, has a wider body and wing and everything else, which makes it look fantastic, but not everyone wants that look, and they'd like the power to go without the look. So we're trying to attract people who not necessarily want to have a car that just looks great. Is really someone who's really interested in the driving and being able to use that power and really get more out of the car that they own.
So I suppose the next thing would be a bit of a live demonstration of the RS6, and
absolutely.
Let's see what she stands like and what she what she goes like.
Drive the car as such. You're not having to really stick your foot on the throttle and gearbox as well, because it's not trying to deal with too much too quickly.
Yeah. It's definitely well, I don't know, it's a shocker for your passengers.
Yeah, I mean that's really, I think, you know, part of the business's model is going to be, look, this is what we can do, but you know, we know that it's hard to take on face value, especially with someone who's not particularly well known in the industry, a new name. So that, you know, the invite will be, look, you know, we're serious about this, so come down, come out in this with us, you can see what it's all about, and if it's what you want and you want a bit of it,
yeah,
we'll help you get there.
Other clips of this on the dyno and such, hub dyno,
yeah,
dyno graphs and everything's obviously proof.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
To go with it, yeah.
Being two prospects for the business, you know, the more retail side, you know, where we're putting a really special touch on these cars, will be that, you know, one of the things we'll do is there'll be a presentation pack that goes with the car. So there'll be a flight case style box with some bits and pieces in, which will include a photo book of, you know, the full build process and everything else from the point that the car was sourced for the customer and everything like that. And then, you know, keys and everything will be presented in there. There'll be a service booklet and everything like that, because obviously you have to accept that with a car tuned like this, your servicing requirements just go straight through the roof.
Yeah.
Needs an oil change every sort of 5,000 miles, and the gearbox oil and the diff oils need doing more frequently. Brake fluid needs doing more frequently because you're using the brakes for longer. You know, from speed. So yeah. You know.
And going back to the suitcase, kind of the flight case, pictures of the build, that's actually quite a nice touch as well, because a lot of these obviously more modern cars, Audis, Mercedes, BMWs, they'll come with plastic engine covers, everything's covered and you can't see what you've actually done. So it's all well and good saying, oh yeah, you've got stainless steel, titanium downpipes and everything, but you're never going to see them unless you actually jack the car up, which a lot of people won't do. That's why they go to garages to get the work done.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just part of the kind of personal touch that you know, I really want to bring to the service that we're looking to provide to people, because, you know, it's easy to go, we just throw all this on the car, but, you know, if it really is someone's pride and joy stuff, or they're into the whole customer experience, then
So there we go, we've got a little video of the Troy's RS6. Thanks Troy
No
for
problem. Welcome.
inviting us down, taking us out in it. It's been a fun little experience. I think it's definitely the most powerful car I've been in. It's not all about obviously horsepower figures, it's the torque and the drivability.
Drivability, absolutely, yeah.
Even in these damp conditions, like you said, probably not the best tyres to be on. Conti's, we'll get some PS4s on there, and obviously drier weather, but yeah, still puts the power down lovely.
Yeah.
And yeah, now we'll move on to your toy, your RS4, and we'll try and make a separate video for that. So that will be up here in the corner of the screen somewhere, and I will see you on that video. So thanks again, Troy, at Tempest Performance.
No problem.
And yeah, well, no doubt we'll be back at some at some point.
Back when that